All right, hello, and welcome everybody back to another stream. I'm your SimCFI, and I really appreciate all you guys stopping by. Today we're in the brand new Inibuilds L1011. This is one of, I think, the actually only Lockheed airliner we have in the sim so far. I'm hoping a company will bring out their or their Constellation, which is a turbo or a four-engine piston airliner, which would be really cool too. But if you guys know what the L1011 is, it kind of looks a bit like the DC-10, but there's a difference in philosophy in the flight deck. It's a little bit more Airbusy in its cockpit design. It's a bit more automated than your 727 and your DC-10s and that kind of stuff. So we're going to be flying it today. I've only done one flight with it, and but I think we'll be okay. We'll get by just fine. We'll take a look at the external model, and we'll do a full cold-in-the-dark startup of it as well. This is an aircraft that features a three-man crew configuration, so captain, first officer, and flight engineer. The flight engineer handling all the systems like the air conditioning, the electrical, all that kind of stuff. But looking good on the exterior model, in my opinion anyways. Looks very good. We're in the Eastern Airlines livery. Probably a company a lot of people haven't heard about, but or maybe you have. Good looking skin. You got that chrome finish on the nacelle here. And we got 1, 2, and 3 engines on this airplane. Beautiful looking airplane. This is about the era, but the 1970s, 80s era aircraft. Where I just think the airplanes back then just looked so much nicer, in my opinion. They just had more character to them. But yeah, before we dive into this fully, I want to say thank you so much to all the channel members for being very supportive over the years. So thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you so much to the channel partners. You'll see them at the top right of your screen. And in the description, you can find a bunch of discount codes and a bunch of other stuff you guys can check out to save money on Contrail, Tobii Eye Tracker, Pimax, or anything you like to save money on. There should be some discount codes down below. Helps me, helps you. Really appreciate you guys if you use those codes as well. So, we'll say hi to the guys in chat. You guys are going crazy in here already. SNA, welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. Maddie, welcome. Jason, hello, hello. Was looking forward to watch you try the tri-engine machine. There you go. There we go. We're already in it. Pilot Depth, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Pilot Depth, by the way, guys, go check out his channel on YouTube. Streams a lot. I'm hoping to see him in this airplane soon. Cole, welcome, welcome. Hey, try, welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. And we will be taking a look at GFX, by the way, as well. I don't think you have a model or a version for this, so I haven't put it on this one yet. But thank you so much for stopping by, and thanks for subscribing as well. Owen, hello. Good evening to you as well. I wanted to get this, but the marketplace is down, at least for where I am. That's crazy. Someone told me it was out, and I immediately just jumped on it and bought it, and it happened to work. But then after that, I did hear people having problems trying to get installed there. Yeah, here you go. Mr. Depth. Boom. Of course you can, Luke. Mr. Pilot Depth. Let's say your name. I do love the old jets. Oh, they look fantastic. Doesn't it look incredible? Thefty, hello, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. More Rudder, hello, hello. This is an airplane More Rudder will love, I think. This is it's not as difficult as a 727. There's a lot of automated systems, believe it or not, but it's like a 727 meets an MD-11. In terms of its systems. There's a lot of automated stuff on this airplane, believe it or not. Mr. Aviation Bros, welcome, welcome. You know what, Aviation Bros, you're going to get modded as well. I don't know what that even does, but here you go. You got a blue name too. Blue names all around. Looks good to me. Hopefully the stream looks good to you guys. And I'll put the audio on as well. Aviation Bros was trying to help me with some settings, and I've been noticing my streams have been looking quite fuzzy, and I don't know why. So I turned the bitrate way up and turned on some filtering issue. If it looks stuttery or laggy or anything, do let me know. but hopefully it looks sharper and better. So this is the flight deck of the L1011. Got wood, which I've never seen in an airplane ever. It's like IKEA built this or something. But you have, obviously the captain sits on the left, the first officer would sit on the right, and then your flight engineer would control this panel on the right-hand side. And again, guys, just like with these old jets, Concorde, 727, all these old jets, I know they look incredibly intimidating, but I promise you it really isn't. Every airplane starts up the exact same way. Once you can start like the 727 or one of those older jets, you can pretty much start them all. They do all the same stuff. You're going to need electrical power. You're going to need some sort of AC source, ground power APU if you have it. You're going to need some sort of air conditioning. You're going to need some sort of hydraulic. So it's all kind of the same stuff. You're going to have to align your INS. So we're going to do all that today. What's really cool about this airplane is they don't give you an EFB, but they give you this little paper tablet. So I've already gone ahead and set up the airplane as I like. You can put your SimBrief ID in, connect your Navigraph, do all that kind of stuff. You get panel states, helper for descend. We don't use these, don't need it. Aircraft, I'm in pounds. Performance mode, if you're having trouble running the airplane, you can put on performance mode. That might make the airplane run a little bit better for you. Realistic parking brake for me is on. Map display screen is on, which is right here. And I don't know, can we just turn that off? Let's try. I think people keep it on so you can like see the waypoints you're going to, but I'm going to turn it off. I don't really need that. Navigation options, radio nav and INS. We're using INS only, but you could do rad nav only, INS only, GPS only, or INS and GPS and radio, all three at once if you wanted to. We do have the INS drift on, so over time the INS will degrade its performance. Importing SIDS and stars is off, and then alt sync Captain FO, I have that turned off currently. INS alignment, let's put realistic on today, or at least fast or something. We'll put fast. We'll do fast, whatever. Throttle calibration, I've done all this as well, but you got a throttle calibration here as well. I have 3-axis applied, which just reminds me, I actually have to change over my Honeycomb Bravo. I had it set to my CRJ mode. So I'm going to go ahead and do that while you guys are chatting away. There we go. I'll get that going. I'll put in the background some beautiful footage of this airplane as I configure this thing. There you go. I hope to see you guys buy this airplane though, or an airplane like this. Not necessarily has to be this airplane, but an airplane like this. If you're always used to flying the 737 or your Airbus or whatever, I'd like to see you guys get into different types of airplanes, broaden your horizon. A really good one to get into as well is the awesome MD-80 by Leonardo. The MD-11 is fantastic. The Avro RJ is really good. Just planes that a lot of people don't use. Doesn't mean they're not good, they just don't know how to use them. So I'd really appreciate if you guys would branch out, try different airplanes. They're a lot more fun than your just magic go here bus, in my opinion. All right, just getting the last throttle hooked up. And let's just make sure this is set. I've noticed that the controls don't save from livery to livery, which is quite annoying. See how it doesn't save? The good thing is I have a 727 profile, which works perfectly for this airplane. There we go. Can I get mod poo? Zemp? No. No. What is going on? I was gone for 20 seconds. Nothing. We're just changing some controls. What is the raining mods? Wow, it's raining mods today. It is. No one man should have all that power. Yeah, with all that great power comes great responsibility. Currently finishing up a Southern Ontario shuttle event. Certainly not VFR weather though. Yeah, no, it's definitely some thunderstorms going on today. Some heavy storms actually in the Toronto area. Yo, is the MD-11N going to Mem? I don't know what that means. Going to Memphis? Is the MD-11 going to Memphis? Maybe. Sentenza, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. RC Flyer, the aircraft dirtiness when set to max is a bit overdone. I agree with that too. What RC is talking about is you can go to this iPad here, select, I believe it's ground, and then aircraft weathering. Now, I'm all for weathering, but this thing looks like it came out of a junkyard. I don't know who's going to use that. Look at the engine. Like, that's not even airworthy anymore. So, I mean, I guess it's cool if you're bringing it to the boneyard or you need to film like a cinematic of a boneyard or something, but I don't know. I'm never going to use that much. And then cold weather simulation. Cold weather simulation apparently means snow. So there you go. There's some snow on there. I guess they mean snow accumulation is what they meant to put there. We'll put the weathering up just a little bit. Nothing crazy on that, though. I think they stole that cockpit wood paneling from my childhood basement. Yes, I had one of these too. It looks a little weird, doesn't it? It looks a little tacky in my opinion. It's kind of funny. I hope this store will be back up for tomorrow, but in the meantime, I'll release the Contrail update. Yeah, I guess you might as well, eh? For me, I got in right at the right time, so it all kind of worked out. Use the COG and save for all. I don't know what that means. Manny says, oh my god, how we doing? Not bad. Chalmo, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. We're in the beautiful brand new L1011 today. Let's get this thing powered up, why don't we? So first things first, guys, with any airplane, you like basically 90% of the airplanes you'll walk into, except maybe some military like the F-14, you're going to find the battery switch. So before I even click it on, it's right here. You'll notice this engineer panel is quite well laid out, actually. You have fuel system. You have your electrical system, and notice all the diagrams here too of what goes to where and how it tracks. It's actually very smartly laid out. Your hydraulics up here, your bleed air, you can tell from the left engine, then you can cross bleed to the center and then open the isolation valve to cross bleed over here. So it's really cool what you can see in the diagram and stuff like that. It makes this jet pretty simple actually in that term. But we'll come over here before I do anything. We're going to attach the ground power. And we're going to attach the AC cart. All right. Now we're going to come over here and we are going to select the battery on. So now that the battery's on, we'll come over here and select the external power. And this one to external power as well. And that's just the service switch. So what that should do, if I'm correct, is get the lights in the back if there wasn't any ground power. Like if I turn the ground power off. Oh, I guess it doesn't work. Never mind. I thought it was like an RJ thing. Disregard. But anyways, battery's on. Ground power is now established to the airplane as well. And you can see that we got some beautiful lights flickering up and so on. So looks like my throttles. There we go. Cool. They were just misaligned. So I do have the Honeycomb Bravo, and I'm using the Pro Desk Sim 727 throttle, which means I can do left engine, center, and right engine. If you guys want to save some money on Pro Desk Sim, I do have a discount code for Pro Desk Sim as well down in the description. So before I go any further as well, I did one flight with this. We're just going to play it as I go. Probably should do some checklists and some video watching, but we're just going to have fun and play with it. So that's about it. We're going to click our Master Radio Essential in number 2. We're also going to go ahead and select our standby power to ARM. Our emergency lighting can go to ARM as well. And then looking over here, our position lights can go on. Those are our nav lights outside. Keep in mind, guys, there is a current bug happening with the airplane. 2 bugs I'm going to mention, but the first bug is the sounds apparently are a little glitchy from going outside to inside. So just keep that in mind. The next thing that I like to do is I like to get the INS started to warm up. So we'll bring our INS knobs here to standby, standby, and standby. That's on your overhead panel 1, 2, and 3 right there. And you'll notice when you do that, you'll get your, I forget what these are called, PMN or performance something calculator. And then you got your INSs here, 1, 2, and 3. Master was talking to earlier gave me the name for this, but PMS, I think he said, actually. Performance management system. Now what so I guess 3 bugs actually. The second bug is you need to enter this time again. So we're going to enter 1, 2, I kind of forgot what it was. I said it and I forgot what it was. I'm going to press clear, clear, clear. Can I just stop it? No. I'm just going to make up the time. I think that was local time. 12:03 I think it said, something like that. Anyways, you're going to re-enter the time you saw there, and then it gives you the ability to enter in these values. So that's been entered in now. Before we do anything further though, as I did say, I'd like to get my INSs aligned. So we're going to put each INS system in its position mode. Position. Position. And position. Waypoint 0. Waypoint 0, waypoint 0. So what we're going to do is, this is an INS, an inertial navigation system. So it runs off gyroscopes, basically very fast spinning discs. And you need to tell these fast spinning things where you are located on the Earth. And once it can calibrate to where you are, it uses time and acceleration to determine and predict where you are in space. So as you fly and pull G and accelerate and do all that kind of stuff, it does start to get degraded. The alignment starts to get degraded. I've been told and been hearing that DME updating will be been included the airplane later. So currently, if your navigation gets unaligned mid-flight, which naturally will happen, you can see we have an alignment status right now of 9, the worst alignment status. Basically, you want this to be as low as possible. As it starts to degrade as you fly, currently there's no way to get that aligned better. So you'd have to use some sort of cheating method, maybe the GPS or something. But you can also just turn off the INS drift as well. So we've put them all to position. Also about the INS, there's no remote function like the other INS has in the 7.2 and things like in Concorde and stuff. So it's not been added yet where you can where all these are synced together. You have to individually write each thing into each one. So for the sakes of this tutorial or stream, I'm going to just put all the coordinates into each one for the initial position, and then after that we're just going to send the route into the flight plan, into the INS, so they all get synced up and sent for time. But now we're going to go ahead and find our parking coordinates chart. Yoham, you won the giveaway? Nice. Yeah, I asked for shared cockpit in the 7.2, and hopefully this will be coming out too. That'd be really cool. That's awesome. I think you're gonna like it. You're probably not gonna fly it, but I think you should fly it. I think you'll enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get my route on SimBrief all plugged up in here. We're going from MK Studios Philadelphia to, I believe it's Vertical Sims Syracuse. Not a long flight. Okay, so we're at Bravo 6, I believe the gate was. Or 16? Bravo 6. Bravo 6. So, just finding the coordinate here. Bravo 6 is north 39, 52, 5. We'll insert that. We'll insert that. We'll insert that. We'll insert that. Interesting. North 39, 52, 5. Insert. Okay, whatever. West. We're going to go 0, 7, 5, 14, 6. Insert. So this INS has our position, our current position. We got to tell this INS the same thing. 39, 52, 5. Insert. West. 0, 7, 5, 14, 6. Insert now the last one down at the center console here. North 39, 52, 5. Insert. West 0, 7, 5, 14, 6. Insert. So each one knows where we are, or at least the coordinates are inputted. Now we're going to tell each one to align to these coordinates. So we're going to select this knob to align, this one to align, and this one to align. Real INS alignment could take up to 7 to 13 minutes, depending on where you are in the world. And then when it is ready, this ready green nav light will come online. So we're just going to have to do some other things while we wait for that. Now, I said it's a fast, so it shouldn't take that long. You can check the status of your alignment if you go all the way over to the status section here. You can see we started with a 9, and now we're being brought down to 8. So it's going to continuously get more and more better alignment as we keep going. And this is our INS drift. I believe it's in miles off course, if it's like the other INSs I'm aware of. So it's going to get better and better and better. It's going to continuously keep on counting down. We should see 0.5, I believe, when it's fully aligned, if it's like the other INSs. Could be mistaken, but anyways, while it's doing that and aligning, we're going to go over here and we're going to select our load sheet. And this brings it all from SimBrief. You can just press import from SimBrief, and we got the fuel, we got the cargo, we got the passengers. Gives you a 0 fuel weight here, or center of gravity, sorry, not 0 fuel weight. And we're looking at 342,000 pounds. So we'll go ahead and select OFP, and we're going to press send to INS. So it's going to send all this to the INS. Before I go ahead and do that, however, I want to see if I can actually fly the Philly SID, which yes I can, because that's a SID I can fly. Perfect. So we're going to press send to INS. Boop, and that's going to send it all into this system here. Waypoint 1, waypoint 2, waypoint 3, waypoint 4, waypoint 5, waypoint 6, waypoint 7, waypoint 8, waypoint 9. Now, once you've run out of waypoints, I've been told, I believe, as you fly past your last one, it should auto sequence and update and send the newest coordinates to the INS. If someone has more knowledge on that, though, please do correct me on that. But that's what I believe I heard. I usually don't do this type of stuff. I usually like to type it in, but because there's no remote function, I'm just going to send it all in. But if you were to type them all in, all you would have to do is select this on waypoint, select waypoint 1, and then north for north coordinate, type them in, west for west coordinate, type it in, insert, and you'd have your first waypoint, and you'd go through all of them to write them all in. That's all you really have to do. I'll get to the comments here, guys, as we're just chilling. JBS, sorry, I missed your comment there. Hey, CFI in chat. Good chance to see CF01 land where I am tomorrow. Don't know if they're sending the Challenger or the 330 from Ottawa. No idea. Are you being Syracuse, you're saying? Try says, I hope the store will be... I read that one already. Yoham deleted his messages. Yeah, welcome. Looking good, mate. Ronnie, hello. Hope you're doing everything manually. Well, we're not doing that part manually, but I explain why. Going to Syracuse. I just got there. Really? Yeah, we're going there. Come fly again. Come fly from Philly to Syracuse. Come do it again. What OFP format is that? That's the Jazz layout, the JZA format. It has the reason I like this OFP format is if you take a look at the coordinates, I think this and the Endeavor and the Delta, I believe, have this style of coordinate, minutes degrees second, I believe it is, which talks to the INS properly. You don't want to have the 1, 2, 3 decimal 3 numbers. That's the wrong format of coordinates. So this is the JZA format for you. Podcast said I'd just be using send OFP. Yeah, I know you would. Then load that, trying to type all in. You know what? There's something soothing about typing it all in. I don't know if I'm weird, but I enjoy actually typing that stuff in. So when they get the remote function to work, that'll be a lot of fun. I'll be typing them in for sure. If you guys saw the latest Concord stream, the startup alone took 45 minutes. INS was a big part of that. Santez says, I had the original Mad Dog. It is still in my download section to SimMarket. I was tempted to purchase the 20th anniversary. Don't know if I have patience to learn it again. Dude, 1,000,000% go send it on that 20th anniversary. I just did that as well. And it doesn't take that hard to learn. The MD-80 is actually quite a simple bird. It's kind of like the 7.3 actually in a lot of ways. So if you fly a 737, you can fly an MD-80. You won't regret it. It looks fantastic. I think it's one of the greatest looking airplanes in the sim. The flight model is pretty decent too. And the systems and all that, but it looks amazing. Carney's coming down for a rocket launch. There's a Canadian astronaut going to the moon tomorrow. Ooh, you know what? I have heard about that. They're not going to the moon though. They're going to be like orbiting the moon. They're actually not. They're not landing on it, but still cool. Position for the IRS is enough for me. Yeah, yeah, it is. How long would it take for you to get fully boarded? You mean if I started right now with GSX? I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes. I usually don't do the GSX boarding. I couldn't really be bothered. I don't really care. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to select, not ground. We're going to find a load sheet, and we're going to find our fuel. Total fuel, 43,004. So we're going to come to... Whoa. Uh-oh. Oh, this is a chase plane bug. I didn't know how to fix this. I forgot what this was. There's like a chase plane thing. Let me turn chase plane off. So that's chase plane off. It works fine. And then it starts to go. Has MD82 20th anniversary many bugs still? Not for me. Mine's really good. What kind of bugs were you noticing? Look at the shadows there. My chase plane is just kind of given up though. Click your look right button once. Look right button. I don't know what that is. I don't think I have a look right button. Lucas timed me out for no reason. Oh. Terrible mod. Hey Lucas, no power struggles here. I'm gonna make Yohem a mod. Yohem deserves to be a mod too. There, now he can kick himself. As I was going to say, Def gonna go yeah, air transit. I forgot they had this airplane. Yeah, the air transit option. We should have did that. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. It's working. Yeah. How do you guys stop the chase plane thing from happening? I don't know why this is doing this, but it is. Well, I guess we're pooched. We're done. I broke the game already. Hold the opposite keyboard input and Alt Tab. Okay, so holding A, and I'm gonna Alt. What do you say to do? And then Alt Tab at the same time fixes it for me. No, still does it. What the heli? The Heliante? Me, it's off the E190. I should have flown the 320. Madison, hello, welcome to the Jump Seater program. Thank you so much. You think the camera movements pilot fuse section disable it? Why do I always have to find the bugs? This isn't even a bug, this is a chase plane problem. Madison Medic coming with 5 gifted memberships as well. I appreciate you, my friends. Thank you so much. We just got Philly Tower online, and I can't even use it because my whole sim is screwed up. Well, you know what, guys? We didn't get that far. Let me go ahead and just restart. I only did the INS anyways, so it's not like I did a bunch of stuff. Madison Medic, thank you. I really appreciate that. If you guys got a membership from Madison Medic, be sure to use the brand new dollar sign emojis by Mr. Aviation Bros in the chat and say thank you to Medic as well for that. Nope, it's still doing it. It's still doing it, guys. Even after a restart. Zemp, no. Yo, Dom, what's going on? Yeah, it's super strange. It's just uncontrollably panning right. It's like my controls changed almost. Just hopped on Philly Tower? Nice. Appreciate you, my friend. I'm going to try to load a different profile. I don't know why this is happening. Nope, it's still happening in this one too. Might jump in the MD-11, haven't flown it. Yeah, MD-11's awesome. Definitely chase plane. It is definitely chase plane. Did you try turning it off and on again? Yeah, I tried that. I could try again. This is with chase plane. This is with chase plane off. And it works fine. Then chase plane on. Oh! We're saved. Turn off and on again worked for some reason the second time around. Okay, let's do what we didn't really do all that much. So we'll do GPU, air start cart, or the air conditioning cart. The jet bridge we can connect all through the app here as well. Ramp truck luggage, you can do all that stuff here if you want to put it on. Do whatever you like to do. Put all that stuff on there. And we're going to go and get the battery started again. The ground power. The external power there as well. And we will select our radios. Standby power, emergency lights, position lights. Standby, 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 and we'll type in all the coordinates all over again. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Give me like 10, I gotta go get some Velo. I don't know what that is. North 3952. What was it? 3952. 5. Answer. West. 7. 5, 14, 6. I didn't put the 0. Whoops. West. 075, 14, 6. Always make sure I have that 0 there. Unless there's a 1 in front of it, you can do that. That's fine as well. North 39, 52, 5. Insert west 075, 14, 6. Last one. 39, 52, 5. Insert west 075, 14, 6. All right. Now we're basically back to where we were earlier before the chase plane had that awesome, awesome bug. So let's go in here and we'll go ahead and reload our load sheet. We're also going to go ahead and reload our, we'll send to INS. So an INS in real life needs at least 3 waypoints plus your position to actually do a good alignment apparently. So I'm going to push this now and we'll just send to the FMS and have it later. Load sheet is, we're loaded with 43,400 and it happened again. It happened again. Oh, I figured it out. It's right arrow on this. When I click right arrow clicked into this, it causes that problem in chase plane. So don't move your view. You can see my total fuel got completely screwed up. So let's press delete, 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 delete. That's what it is. It's typing in this. There. All right. Clicking out of that. We'll do that. So we'll type at the time in 1147. 1140. Nope. Clear. 47. Insert. The fuel was 43.4. I guess I don't have a decimal point. There we go. I can press forward. Forward. Kind of your descent section, landing data section, back to the takeoff section. Gross weight 3422. The speed brake kind of gets in the way. 3422. That's fine. Insert. Now, we also have to enter this over here. Now, there's a current bug happening. It has the fuel and it has gross weight of 0. You're supposed to be able to click this and it will auto set, but it auto sets in the opposite unit of measurement. So CST told me this. When you click this button, it sets this in kilograms and not pounds. We should be up at 330 or something. So the way I found to fix this is menu, aircraft, metric, and you're going to go ahead and click it. That's the right number. Go back to Imperial, and hopefully it doesn't change. So now you're good. And we're all good to go. Hey, Prone, welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. Chummel said, or Frog says, you have a Texas Instrument calculator in there? Yeah, that's it. Let's see how our alignment status is doing. We're still waiting on it. You can see the green light is not green. If you go to the status, we're just still counting down. It should be 0 and 5, I believe, is what we should see there. Yo, I don't even know what that means. Gotta try joining in the UPS. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Flight Streamer, hello. Welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. Guys, if you don't know who Flight Streamer is, you probably should, but Flight Streamer is a really, really big YouTube, Instagram, even TikTok now, Flight Streamer. So be sure to go check him out on all those platforms. I met him at the Expo last year, and I'm going to be meeting him hopefully again this year again in Minneapolis. So be sure to go check him out. Local, actually, to where I live. Nice guy. So be sure to go check him out. Also, words of wisdom here, I found this out through Mastro as well, was if this is bothering you with how bright it is, you can click this button and that gets rid of it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of the FO one just because we're not going to use that one. So we'll leave it there. Altimeter wise, we can click B. That'll just preset the altimeter for us nicely. And we have been given a clearance. The departure radius for Philly, it's 210 at 11 knots, 10 mile viz, VFR, 22 degrees, 2993 on the altimeter, which hasn't been set. I think that radius is incorrect. Departing 27 left, so we're going to put in our runway heading here. 27 left, a heading of 267, 67, sorry. I'm going to put that in here, 267. And were we doing, oh, past that. We're going to be doing the Philly 4, I think is departure. Let me check which one it is here. Yeah, the Philly 4 departure, which is assigned heading up to, let's see. It's basically up to an assigned altitude by ATC. Our clearance has up to 5,000 feet. So we'll select 5,000 feet and our altitude pre-selector here. That's been done. That's been done. We're all good on that front. We should be able to select the flight directors on now as well. So that's all good. Editing a short. You're editing a short with it. Oh, with the L1011? Oh, yeah. You like this plane? I'm loving this thing. It's pretty cool, personally. Hopefully you're enjoying it as well. So all our INSs are fully aligned. You guys can see the green, green, and green. We're going to select nav, nav, and nav. And now our INSs are fully aligned. You can see 0 and 1 actually this INS gets to. So it's very, very well aligned. Our distance and time, we got zeros reading right now. What we're going to do is we're going to press waypoint change from where we currently are, 0 to waypoint 1. 0 to 1, insert, 25 nautical miles. And to get there, it will be a heading of basically east. And let me go on. Let's see if that makes sense. That does not make sense. Unless that's the track. Let's see if that's correct. Let's try waypoint change. 0 to 2. Clear. Zero, 2. 66 miles. I'm going to press send FMS again. I don't think it worked. Load sheet, OFP, send. There we go. You know what? It's better if you click these in INS, isn't it? That makes sense. That looks pretty correct. The first waypoint will be Pottstown, a heading of 0 to 5. So that's all good. Yeah, you know what? Don't be a me. Make sure you have your set in INS. So just like the Concorde, the 727, you can have, or even your Cessna 172, you can have the radio mode or GPS and or in this version, INS mode. So you can see the difference in VOR, INS, VOR, INS. That's what it's going to do. So we're all good there. Flight Streamer says, I haven't gotten the L1011. Oh, I think you'd like it. Editing a short with this, the Boeing 107. Oh, the Rosefire panel. Yeah, that panel looked pretty cool, actually. I meant to reach out to Danny about that. I haven't. I've been pretty swamped with a bunch of other things I've been doing. That does look very cool. How's the quality on that? Because I know I had their 107 for the Airbus, and the buttons were kind of eh. But the switches are pretty good. I had the version 2, though. Can the engineer panel be fully automated? I think they have a checklist function you can do. But I like to personally do that myself. Somewhere in here. I think it's helper. Nope. Autocomplete. So there you go. Preparation, engine start, after start. It could do all this stuff for you, but that's kind of boring. I think it's more fun if you do it all yourself. But hey, you do what you want. We're going to do our takeoff performance now, though. Our takeoff gross weight, we're going to sync all this. So 342,000 pounds, pressure altitude, it's 17 degrees. Pretty warm, actually, for East Coast of the U.S. We're going to calculate it. We have our takeoff EPR, and then our climb EPR, V1, VR, V2, flap 10 takeoff, the stab trim of 4.25, which we can actually just set that right now. Be good enough for me. Alrighty, and we're going to press set bugs and EPR. So it's set these speed bugs, and it's also set the EPR right there. 633, 633, 633, and it has it all plugged up and ready to go. For some reason, I can't edit this one. I might be doing it wrong, but I'd like to put 633 in there, but I can't. So I don't know if there's a different way to do that. If I'm doing that wrong, which is probably true. But anyways, that's that. Move this out of the way really quickly. Nothing behind there. I love MobiFlight. I use it with my autopilot panel for all my planes I fly. Yeah, MobiFlight is awesome. I use it for anything that's not supported by Winwing. I basically use it for. It's really good, in my opinion. Flight Streamer says, "Oh man, setting this plane up is like flying an Apollo mission." No, bro, this one's easy. I'm telling you, man. You're gonna love this airplane. It's really good. The Concorde is like an Apollo mission. If you go check the channel out, we did 45 minutes of straight up startup, and I wasn't even talking to the chat. I was just purely doing stuff. This one I think you'll love. It's actually very automated in its systems. Look, all this is all automated, all here. You don't touch any of that. It's all done for you. So I know it looks ridiculous, but it's actually not that bad. Let's go ahead and do the smoking signs, fasten seatbelt signs as well. Put some panel lights up a little bit. Our cockpit door is closed. My biggest complaint so far is the Coke can. It's not the right Coke can. That's not a 1980s Coke can. But other than that, you know, put that back. So let's go ahead and start up the APU. I'm going to come over here. The APU start is over here. Click the master power on. And then we're going to click the start button. So we're just going to click start. I'll give you guys the sounds from outside. Let me go ahead and put the sounds louder. Start. Door in transit. Be sure to hit the like button as well, guys. Really appreciate that. How does the Moza feel with the L1011? Feels pretty good, but you don't get any of the autopilot functions where it moves with the autopilot and all that stuff. But it's brand new, so give it a couple months to kind of get updated and that kind of stuff. Not the best APU thing sounding in the world, but I know that the sounds are a bit glitchy currently, so that might be why. Come back in here, you'll notice that our APU is basically stable at 100%. We can select normal on that, and we can also do the APU bleed air open as well. I don't know which pumps they'd have running for this, but I am assuming they would run tank 1, I guess, and tank 3, and then they would have the cross feeds open to get into the APU. I could be wrong, completely wrong about that, of which one they'd use for fuel, but the APU starts without it anyway, so maybe you don't even have to do that, but whatever. What's the worst that can happen doing that? Other thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the APU gen on as well. This one I actually did forget where it was. See if I remember where it was. This one I actually completely forgot. I did one startup in this thing and that's it. I'm like, yeah, let's stream it. It'll be fine. These are all the bus ties for the engines. This is the external power. This is the auxiliary power unit. Nope. It was somewhere. I actually completely forgot where it was. It does look great. It looks great. It looks awesome. All you gotta do is run away from long oilers. I don't know what that is. Mike, hello. Welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. TH, hello as well. This is the Moza... Oh, yeah, I already read that one. Nope. Nope. Not. As soon as stuff starts beeping at you, it's not good. Man, I just did this earlier and I completely forgot where it was. These are all the engine ones, so it's not going to be that one. Inibuilds got a good sound dev. It sounds pretty good, but the problem is there's a sound glitch right now. If you go around the cockpit or a little bit of the back and then you go to different views, you sometimes don't get the sound that you're supposed to be getting. So that's the problem people have been experiencing. All right, this one I have to search up. I don't want to hold the stream any longer. Yeah, it should be this one. I don't know why it's not working though. Should let me close that breaker. look around a little bit. We'll find something. I found it earlier. This is all APU fire stuff. Don't want to touch that. This is all the bleed air system. Could throw the packs on, although it doesn't really matter just yet as the APU is on currently. But we'll give them some air conditioning in the back. Why not? Integrated drive generator. Oh no, yeah. When I was a kid, rotary ones. Yeah, dude, I did this earlier today, and I completely forgot. I went to my girlfriend's house. I'd help her with her internet because her internet's not working, and I had a mind flush. But I don't know. Whatever, we'll figure it out. Sooner or later, we'll figure it out. I see emergency shut off. Don't want to click that. That's all fuel related. External power is on. Gonna click absolutely everything. Press all the buttons. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I tried that one as well, but that just turns it all off. It should be able to transfer into the APU. On the Phoenix? Mike, yeah, probably. There's FS Copilot, we can give it a try. I know what I'm gonna do. Give me a hot second. Yeah, it should just let me close it. It's just not. I just found a video where it should be saying what to do, and that's the buttons I'm using. Is these close? It should close the circuit breaker to that system. Let me try this, maybe? Nope. Doesn't do it either. Huh. I'm gonna shut the APU off and maybe restart it. Not much else I really know how to do. If I go to catch live, hey Paul, welcome, welcome. Lotto says, oh no. Yeah, I don't know. I even followed, I was looking at CST's video and Owl's right there. And that closed the breaker for them. I'm gonna press stop. I'm just gonna turn the APU off. You can hear it decelerating there. We're just gonna try again. think there's anything here I could have messed up with that. Our alignment went to absolute garbanzo beans, so let's go ahead and just put these all back to align. Bro, have you been on the ground for a while? A little bit. I had a bit of a sim bug earlier as well. What happened a lot earlier was I clicked in here, and then it was forever just doing this, and I couldn't fix it. I didn't know why, but it was because I was clicking the iPad and constantly pressing A, and so we had to do a restart for that as well. But it's the first flight. It's natural. It's gonna happen. AP start. Do that on min. You see, it's RPM is increasing, EGT is increasing. It's getting louder there as well. Should be at 100% now. At 100%, that's all stable there. Just got a DC bus fail. Not DC bus fail, just can't close them. Gotta be something I'm missing for sure. I'm scouring the interwebs currently. This shouldn't do anything, but I'm gonna try it anyways. Yeah. You got a DPS ramp? Nice, nice, nice. Go back to nav on those, so it should be back to aligned. It's all anti-ice, engine starting there. Shouldn't be on the overhead panel to my recollection. Huh. I'm at a loss. I know that you're going to look at the issue after and be like, wow, that was stupid. Huh. Don't play chicken with the TikTok queen? I don't know what that means. Oh, we have a bus fail there. That doesn't matter, it's just fuel, but we'll get that going as well. See if anything down here I don't do. I don't think so. But we're just going to take a methodic look of everything. L1 is open. So we can turn the AP bleeder on. Won't hurt. There you go. We do have pressure of that. No, this isn't the reason that Islam. This is definitely just my fault. This airplane is really cool. And you should... This is actually good about this. Is you should just want to learn about them. It actually makes it a bit more intriguing, in my opinion. But I don't know why that wouldn't be closing the breaker at all. Nope. Spamming doesn't work either. Huh. Well, what we can do is come here, menu. Let's see if I can open up the pre-flight hydraulic panel set. Doesn't say it's set yet. Press complete, it'll do it for you. Just left it off, that's all. Seems glitched? Yeah, maybe. I don't think it would have a glitch though. I don't think it'd have a glitch. I think it's more my fault. I mean, it could be, but I don't think so. Cabin airfoam, belts, panel lights. Shouldn't be any of this kind of stuff. Master radios. Automatic braking, all that kind of stuff. Just gonna watch something real quick. Huh. Well, we have two things. One, I can just automatically just tell the engineer to do it, which kind of is boring. No, there's no luck on this. But I would like to figure this out myself, so I'm just going to restart again. Let's see if it's my fault or if it's a sim fault. It's probably my fault, but I followed about 3 different tutorials, even though I did use it earlier today, and they're both just doing what I'm doing. So maybe I missed something in their step? I don't know. We'll take a look. Now we can do the INS. I'm just going to go straight over here. I'm going to do battery on. Battery on. And we'll wait on the standby power. I'm going to go master on. Nope, off. Start. That's just going to straight up just start the APU. And I want to see what happens. The APU is starting. Thank you guys for being so patient, by the way. You guys are really, really awesome for that. So the APU is up and running. I could sort of do the bleed air, but I'm not going to just yet. Close. So, I don't know. It worked now. I think we just literally was just glitched. As I literally just did the exact same thing. And it is working now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the bleed. I'm going to trip them so the power's back to off. I'm going to attach the ground power and the AC. Do exactly what I had before with external power on and external power like that. It connects now. I don't know. I think that was just a straight up glitch that I had. If you guys are going to want to rewind, if you guys are just joining us, for the last 30 minutes, I was wondering why my APU power wasn't being applied. Couldn't figure it out at all, even though, from my own knowledge of the airplane, a little bit that I have, and other tutorials that I was watching, even doing it, the bus would not come online to that APU. So just did a simple restart, battery APU, and the bus comes online now. So maybe I did something wrong earlier. I don't know. What I can only try is tripping the bus once more. Maybe having the standby power and the emergency lights arm doesn't let it do it. Let's try it. This is kind of what I had it set up like. Still does it. Let me try turning all the packs on. Still good. Even I had all the fuel tanks on. That shouldn't really matter. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to call that a straight up bug. To my knowledge. I don't know. I didn't change anything from my procedure, really. So we're just going to take it from there. I'm going to leave the APU. I'm going to turn the APU back off and hope that it works when I restart it. We're just going to run on ground power. I'll do the entire INS alignment again for the 3rd time today, because the first time we had a chase plane glitch. Then we had a sim glitch on the airplane. So let's go ahead and do this again. Position north 3952.5, insert west 075146. Good thing I memorized the coordinate. That's how many times we've done this. Mr. XP72, by the way, thank you so much for stopping by. I've been watching you try to solve this because I have the same issue as well. Yeah, I think it's just a straight up bug, XP. You got this, Bruce. I will believe in you. Thanks so much. Yeah, I think it's straight up just a sim problem. Could be wrong. Could be me. I'll leave that open to you. But as you saw in my 2nd attempt, I literally just started the APU with nothing else, and it worked just fine. So, I don't know. 52. No, that's wrong. North 3952 5, insert west 075146, insert that, and the last one, hopefully for the last time today, north. North 3952.5, insert west 075146, insert. Now, come up to the top, we're going to select align, align, and align. You guys are just getting basically a cold and dark start 3 times, a 3-in-1 stream. Why not? Why not make me work? I wanted to be off by this point because it is already 11:30 and I have to be reserved tomorrow at 8 a.m. But be sure, guys, to go check out, by the way, if you don't know who XP72 is, you should, but be sure to go check him out. And also be sure to go ahead and watch the podcast that me and XP did. Be sure to go check that out as well. So we're all aligning those. Let's go back to this. Select load sheet, import OFP, send the FMS. Takeoff data, we'll sync, we'll calculate, we'll set the EPRs and do all that fancy stuff. We'll come down over here and someone told me I can't enter the fuel. So the bug, this is a bug as well. And what you have to do is press the time. Okay, now this is fully just bugged out. There we go. Press the time, type it in again, 11:48. Enter, and now the fuel works. Will be 43.4. Insert that, and the gross weight will be 342.2. Insert that. The next bug, as I already mentioned, is we're going to go menu, aircraft. This is like flying the modded Concorde at this point. Metric. Set this up to automatic. If you click this automatic setter right here and have it in imperial, it sets your metric weight. So I had to change to metric for it to set my imperial weight. That is a current bug. They are notified about that as well. Mr. CST told me about that beforehand. We'll go and put the galley power on so they can do all their coffee makers and get all that stuff kind of working as well. We have the AC cart running. All 3 packs are running as well. There we go. Although we don't have any pressure in that, but that's because I'm getting it from the outside air cart, so we should technically have our packs off actually. That's all good. The hydraulics should be set up. Our fuel has been set up already. I did that kind of earlier. Don't know if we really leave this refuel power on or off. I'm going to leave it off because we're already refueled, so we shouldn't need refuel power, I assume. And then everything else in this panel is well and set. Let's go ahead and just get some nice integral lighting on, some panel lighting on, a little bit of flood. That looks good. Down over there, parking brake is still set. A little bit of console lighting on. Nice. Whoop, 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 too much. Nice. What? Nice. Perfect. I head out. Thanks, Josh. Thanks for dropping in. Sorry that you were experiencing all these bugs today. At least I am. And but thank you for jumping in. We will be using GFX shortly on the channel, guys. So be sure to hit up or search up GFX on internet and take a look at it. It looks like a really cool modification for the sim. So let's see if our INS is fully aligned here. It should be coming aligned shortly. Let's go ahead and start the APU. let's see what happens this time. Alright, the APU is started. We can select the bleed air on for the APU. We can select the packs on. We can select the AC power from the APU as well. We can disconnect the ground power there. So it's working now. I don't think it was a bug with me then. Since it's working now, I think it just literally just didn't work, which is fine. Now we can go to ground, GPU, get rid of the AC cart, and all that stuff. This is where the bugs of the airplane are a little bit. Notice there's no more sound. So you sometimes have to go outside. And now we have a bit of sound. So there's a bit of a sound glitch as well. Our INSs are all ready. So nav, nav, and nav. We're going to get this airplane airborne for you eventually, I promise. Alrighty, so what we're going to go ahead and do is finally think about pushing back. So we'll get our GSX all connected up. Equipment installed, door open. Alright, let's go ahead and our door is closed, our jetway is pulled already. We'll press B for the altimeter. We can go in here and you can see waypoint 1, 2, 3, 4 is all inputted. We're going to select from 0 to 1. Insert. 25 miles. Perfect. We're going to select ourselves in INS mode. INS mode. 5,000 feet. Runway heading. Flight directors can both be turned on as well. We should be, I think, good to go. Our cruise altitude today, 320. There we go. Back to the takeoff page. That's all been inserted. Let's go ahead and tune up. We do have tower online. Sorry to keep you waiting. 18.5. Fly heading of 265 is actually what's in our clearance, so we'll set 265 there. 5,000 feet. 10 minutes after departure, so we're all good on that. We're going to request push. We're squawking 2336. 2336. And we'll put that in the alt reporting mode. We can come up here and select the position and anti-collision light on. The seatbelts and no smoking signs on. We've already kind of done this, but we'll do it again. Nose to the right. And we're going to hold on the parking brake release as we are going to get clearance to do so. Philly Tower at Eastern 1333. And after 5 million hours, we are ready pushed. And Bravo 6.
Eastern 1333, Heavy Philadelphia Tower. Good evening. Pushing starting ramp. Setting up discretion. Advise ready taxi.
Our discretion advised taxi. Eastern 1333. Thanks so much. All right, the parking brake can come off. Now, what I have been told, guys, is they start number 2 engine, the big center engine first, and then they actually do a cross-bleed start on the other engines. I don't know why they wouldn't just use the APU, but apparently Owls was telling me that the videos he's seen, that's what they do. So we're going to do it that way, and no harm, no foul. So there we are, beautifully pushing out from Bravo 6, finally. It's too bad we couldn't keep the viewership going. The airplane had a bug like a million times on me. But that's okay. We'll keep it going for you guys. We're going to start number 2 first. So come up here. We're going to turn our packs off. And we'll go ahead and go to the overhead panel. We'll select the valve open on number 2. And you can see we have an N3 rotation and an N1 rotation. We're looking for an N3 of 20%. Okay, we're going to add fuel on number 2. Press the parking brake there as well. See, we don't really hear much. Now, Al's also told me that by default, the sound muting is on. So go audio and turn off noise cancellation. Doesn't do a whole lot still. So we'll press maybe a random view. And now we can hear. So, there you go. A lot of bugs in this airplane. And now we've exceeded our GPU. Awesome, even better. Vatsim crash on the Inibuilds 350 from LX to Atlanta. I was over 2 hours in the flight. That sucks. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, that really, really does suck. I've had my fair share of those as well. Number 2 is up and running. So we'll select the crossbleeds on. We will turn the APU off. Wait. Oh, close. Okay, I got the electrical gem before I did that. There we go. APU's just shutting off now. Turn off the bleed, turn off the master power to that. So we have electrical from the second engine, and we have a cross bleed from the second engine now as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and provide air to the other engines to start them up. So let's go and start number 2. Or 3, actually, in this case. There's number 3 coming up online. Just trying to go to bed? No, we're all fine. We're all fine. I don't have the Vatsim crash. You got to stay. That died out pretty quickly. If I increase the N1 or the pressure a little bit. Let's try again. That seemed to work. I needed to increase the pressure of the air on the center engine there a little bit. That's same actually as a CRJ, believe it or not, on these crossbleed starts. Go ahead and add fuel in number 2. 3? Keep calling number 2. Don't forget mode C. It should have did it when I pressed like that, but maybe it's not modeled. Let me go do here. Let me make sure I did the right thing. Can't really see it. Oh my gosh. There we go. I just needed to do the right thing. Thank you for that. So number 3 is now coming online. And we have the starter cutout, and we're going to select number 1. Here comes number 1. It seems very weird to me that they would do a crossbleed start instead of just using their APU. But apparently, that's what I've heard they do.
Tower, UPS 2180 Heavy, ready for taxi.
UPS 2180 Heavy, Philadelphia Tower, good evening, runway 27 left. Taxi by Uniform, Sierra 1, cross runway 27 left at Uniform.
How's performance? It's pretty good. It's better than I think their other releases. It performs quite well in my opinion.
Taxiing Uniform, Sierra 2. Yeah, Sierra 2, 27 left.
Sounds are interesting, but that might be because they're glitched. There's a lot of bugs in this airplane, actually.
2180 Heavy, negative, runway 27
Still
left.
really cool, though.
Uniform.
All the engines are up and stabilized.
Sierra 1.
We'll go ahead and select all 3 packs online and turn the crossbleeds off. We'll select all 3 generators online.
Sierra 1, and crossing.
And hydraulic can go to auto as well. This looks like it's working quite well. I think we got everything so far working okay. So CT mentioned a good point, is burning the center fuel before the wings. So we can go and actually turn off these pumps, and we'll burn the center tanks first. These ones right here. Not really turning them off, we're just setting them to lower pressure, I guess, is what it says there. We're going to set our flaps to flap 10. I'll give you guys a wing view for that.
laps 10.
Thank you. Yeah, the performance isn't terrible. It's pretty decent, I think, for my system anyways. I am trying out the DLSS, dynamic DLSS, whatever it's called. See our leading edge slats are out as well. There was an auto or anti-skid up here as well. Set that to takeoff. Don't know how to get that on. Maybe it doesn't come on with the parking brake. Yep, that's what it is. And we request taxi. Philly Towers, Eastern 1333 ready taxi.
Eastern 1333, heavy runway 27 left. Taxi via Kilo, November, Sierra, Sierra 1, cross runway 27 right at November.
Okay, it's going to be Kilo, November, Sierra, and short Sierra 1 at 27 left there. We're crossing 7 right at November, Eastern 1333. Alrighty, so the taxi light can come on. We are finally on our way. I'm idle thrust, guys. This airplane just goes. You're going to need a lot of braking. With the amount of bugs I'm experiencing, I'm wondering if they should have held back on their release of this a little bit. Maybe a few weeks. I mean, we've encountered at least 4 of just Inibuilds bugs. One was you have to enter the time before the fuel. 2 is the... I guess I should probably taxi somewhere where... not just go... Or I'm just going based off... Okay, yeah, Kilo's right. I was just going on my own, just kind of taxiing wherever I wanted to go. Anyways, one was the entering the time before it lets you to enter the fuel, which I've been told was a bug. Number 2 was the automatic fuel calculation thing over there with it doing metric instead of pounds or pounds instead of metric. 3 was that APU would not transfer over to the gens either. So maybe there was there a 4th one? Maybe it was just 3. The 4th one was chase plane related, so we're not going to blame the airplane. It was kind of chase plane and the tablet related anyways. But quite a lot of things for a new airplane. I guess I got spoiled by the tolless airplane, which was completely flawless on release. Still a really cool plane, but the problem is you don't know what is a bug or what you're messing up on. So let's put those back on to get rid of our warning. Crossing 27 right at November. We've been cleared to cross. We're clear on the left. Clear on the right. This airplane goes, guys. We'll throw the strobe lights on just for a couple seconds.
UPS 2180 heavy pass behind the Eastern L1011 passing left to right. It's going to be passing ahead of you on Sierra.
Will you let the Eastern L1011 pass?
A firm, give way then.
Roger, we'll
Oops.
let the
I just turned on Papa.
pass.
That was my fault. We'll go right and then left on Sierra. This plane's quite big. I'm taxiing it kind of dumb right now. I'm not really giving myself enough turn space and all that. But again, you guys know me. Once something goes wrong with the sim, I get quite unmotivated and I really don't care. So I'm just gonna get a little quicker. And I want to be in bed by now because I'm on reserve to fly tomorrow. So I was really close to ending the stream actually there, but thankfully the restart happened to work. So. Turn those strobes off. Now, on takeoff, I think I'm able to press this button here, is what CSC was talking about, because I set up my PMS system.
Eastern 1333 heavy, turn left heading 265, wind 230 at 11, runway 27 left, grab takeoff.
Clear takeoff, runway 27 left at the left turn 265, Eastern 1333, thanks. So I should be able to click the, I believe it's thrust managed, I guess. And it should set the EPR thrust at takeoff. Let's see, it says takeoff there. So we're clear on the left, clear on the right. We're going to go ahead and do TCAS to TA and RA. I don't know if it had this much power. It's a little powerful on the ground. We got that beautiful MD-11. That's a plane I like to fly as well in this sim. I'll give you guys some sounds here. We're going to run these sounds up. And then we're going to click TM. EPR. It's not really doing it, so I'll do it myself. I probably did that wrong. Now we're getting a bunch of beeping.
80 knots.
Whatever. The rudder is crazy, crazy, crazy sensitive.
Rotate.
At least compared to a real airplane anyways. But I find that's always in the sim.
Positive rate of climb.
Get the gear up.
Gear up.
UPS 2180 heavy, runway 27.
Heading mode, left turn of 265. We'll select IAS mode as well.
Lining up in waves, caution waves over here. Turbulence.
Select the autopilot on.
2188.
Heading mode.
Eastern 1333 heavy, no further ATC service available. Change to advisory frequency is approved. Have an amazing flight and a great night. We'll see you.
Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for coming online. UPS 1333.
Hush.
Why did I say UPS? Eastern 1333. There we go. I'm all sorts of tired now. We'll set that to 250. We're alt-armed for 5,000 feet. We'll select our flaps up here. We can get up a little higher because there's no ATC anymore. We'll start with 8,000, flap 0.
Flap 0.
Yep. There's our slats coming on up. And we're going to select over here.
UPS 2180 heavy, wind 2 tree, correction. Turn
0
left
to
heading
1.
265, wind
Insert.
230 at 11.
INS is already selected,
left,
so we'll
clear
select
takeoff.
INS over here. And the airplane goes ahead and turns right quite nicely.
And turn left heading 265. 2188.
And we can keep going up higher. Not for real, when I have issues, I just give up because I don't have the energy to deal with it. Yeah, me too. When something happens that's usually out of my control in the sim, I kind of just say whatever, I don't care anymore. If it's a problem that I made or a mistake that I made, then whatever. But when the sim starts acting up, I just don't care anymore. I lose all my immersion, whatever, faith, not faith, but care in the world, I guess. I just don't care. 35 grand is inputted there. This thing is an absolute rocket ship. I don't believe this is quite how it flies, but you can see we're going, just blasting through 9,000, 6,000 feet per minute. There we go. Let's click that button there. And let's check if we're pressurizing okay. Doesn't look like it, but we'll keep an eye on it. Come up to some weather out there. I don't know where the temperatures are displayed in this airplane, but we're just going to be on the safe side and throw on some engine anti-ice here. We're going quick enough that the wings shouldn't require it. 90 minutes on the ground. Whoa, yeah, right? That's what bugs will do to you. Well, it is the second flight ever, so bugs plus my incompetence. FSX, what are your thoughts on the performance? They're pretty good. It won't win any awards for performance, but it's not bad.
2180 heavy, no further ATC services available. Change to advisory frequency is approved. Have a safe flight and a great night. We'll see you.
We're going to select vertical speed, and we're going to go down to about 1,000 feet per minute. We're going to get to 250 knots. And then we're going to click IAS. Yeah. Actually, we're about 15 grand, so we're going to go up to about 280 knots or so. Something I don't like about this airplane's autopilot is, unlike the CRJ in IAS mode, I can't change the speed that it's targeting in IAS mode, which is quite dumb. I don't know why they designed it like that, but they did, so. I don't know what these do at all. Mr. Captain Jack, hello, welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. I don't know your comment. Oh, there you are. Heading for bed? Yeah, I should be too, honestly. But thank you so much for stopping by. Pilot Def coming with the togas in chat. Positive rate. Doesn't look like we're pressurizing at all. Packs are on. Oh, that's because I'm dumb. I didn't even see this panel here. But there is fine. Although this should still be pressurizing. They're modulating. I can close them manually as well if I want to pressurize it more. Alright, we're climbing up away. Let's select the higher vertical speed here, and we're going to turn our engine anti-ice off. It's been pretty smooth, so the belts can get turned off. We can get all our landing lights and all that stuff off as well. This thing's an absolute rocket ship on takeoff. It just goes. Madison says better late than never. Exactly. We're coming up to waypoint 1 now. Going to demand a higher climb right here. Now it's going to waypoint 2, from waypoint 1 to waypoint 2. Anyways, gonna press IAS mode, and that's gonna hold our speed currently where we are. And we'll select that for our auto throttle EPR. Oh, now the cabin's deciding to do something. To have that on. Looks like a lot of fun, but a lot of work. You can get a lot of times to fly this one. Yeah, I'm still a fan of the 727 more. The 727 is a bit more work, but does not have all the bugs associated with it that I've experienced so far in this stream, at least. There's a couple that are known bugs with the, like some minor ones, but that AP one was quite annoying. Even XP was experiencing stuff like that. So just a simple restart and the AP gen worked. I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't know. Could be. But, I don't think so. I don't think so. Now you can equip this little map if you want. And it kind of gives you an idea where you are there. I'm going to go direct to somewhere waypoint further down. So we're going to cut this route off a little bit. And it tells you the imported waypoints as well. That's 1, that's 2, this 3, this 4, this 5. So we're going to meets right now. It's kind of cool if you want this up. The real plane didn't have that, but you can use it if you want. It's there for you. Oh yeah, what's up, bro? Hey, Mamba, welcome, welcome. This bird is nice. I love it so far. It has a few bugs, but pretty solid. Yeah, it's a good little plane. We're just talking that I like the. I think I enjoy that 7.2 a bit more. But in terms of flight model, I think the 7.2 is better. In terms of bugs, I think the 727 is better. But it's had a lot more time to cook, so we'll see. I was saying earlier on the taxi that I think Inibuilds should have probably cooked this one a little bit longer, maybe a week or 2, maybe 3, depending on what they needed. But it's definitely fun. It's definitely change of pace for most people. Probably they don't, you know. So if this is their first airplane to get into that has a flight engineer panel and stuff, I think they'll enjoy it. But yeah, that's it. The APU bug was quite annoying. I don't know if any other people have reported it. All I have to go off is I have experienced it and XP experienced it, where the gen would not close, and simple restart fixed the trick. So got this military style oxygen mask going on here. I think you can hear. Yeah, there you go. You can hear if you turn it on. Time to direct enter? Yeah, exactly. So how's she flying? She flies pretty good. I actually, again, I don't have time, obviously, on an L1011, but compared to the 7.2, the MD, and this, our newest Tristar, or tri-engine jet, this one, flight model-wise, seems off to me. There's just something in it that feels kind of weird. It's like they try to make the sluggish feeling, but it just feels off. I don't know. I'll probably have to do maybe some Moza settings and things like that. But from a flying airplane standpoint, it's not one of my favorites so far. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I got for you. That's just my opinion. There's Alt at 35,000 feet. Also had a bug earlier the other going into Montreal, my first test flight, my only test flight. It was Alt's capping at 3,000, and it said, yeah, we're doing 3 and all that. And it was leveling off, and it went straight down to 2,000 feet. Like, it just didn't care. So it's a little interesting as well. Don't know if that, again, is a feature that the airplane did that, real world wise, or if it's a flaw. Probably leaning towards flaw, but yeah. Auto thrust did not see me. It did not see that acceleration coming in. So yeah, you have this little map here. If you would like to use it, you can. Doesn't really do a whole lot. We can go over and switch over to 22.8, which I should have did earlier. There's no one talking anyways. Maybe they try to make it feel heavy or something. Yeah, but the MD-11 feels heavy and it doesn't feel like crap. And the 727 feels heavy, but it doesn't feel like crap. This just feels like a little arcadey of a flight model to me. That's just to me. The MD-80 feels very heavy and sluggish too, but it doesn't feel like this. So it flies differently. If that's the way it flies in real life, I'm just not a fan of it. That's it. If that's not the way it flies, I wouldn't know any better. But the high-end flying airplanes, in my opinion, to me, it's not there. It's not one of the good ones. It's okay, you know, you can fly it, but I definitely would place other modules above it in the way they feel. And what I go back based off of my experience in other sims and experience in real world, and I just say, is this with the shape of the wings, the type of engine, all this kind of stuff, with the way it looks and how I think it should fly. Don't know if that's how it flies, but how I think it should fly, that's what I base it off of. And you get into some sims, some simulations of airplanes, and you're like, yeah, this feels good, this feels right, based off other stuff I've done or other sims you've flown, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to base it off of. And then you get into some where you're like, this kind of feels weird. And this one's that kind of feels weird. To me. That's it. Don't get me wrong, the RJ still is wrong in the sim too, so it's not like I favor airplanes. Might be a course question. What planes do you fly in real life? CRJ 900 is the current plane I fly. I'm interested in what Rob has to say. Oh, wrong button. I don't know if Rob is still watching or listening, but I'd like to hear what Rob says about what he thinks about the flight model, if he even purchased it yet. Because Rob does fly a heavy, not an L10, but a little heavier actually. Dream plane to fly, they don't fly anymore. My dream plane is the Concorde. Other than that, whatever pays me the most money. Don't really care anymore. Be cool to get in an 8.7 or something like that, but yeah, whatever pays. They're all just, you just push go. But if I can have a dream of any airplane, Concorde is up there, F-14, Constellation, 7.4 obviously is up there. What else? That's about it. I'll probably go with those ones. Concorde's number one though. 100%. Thoughts so far? Hey, Phoenix Galaxy, welcome. But I counted quite a few bugs. A few that they know of apparently already. But my first impressions is the visuals are great. I don't like the flight model too much, but it's okay. The sounds are a little glitchy, and then a few bugs in terms of I had an APU bug with gens, which a simple restart of the flight made it work, and then there's a couple bugs here and there with the rest of the airplane. But other than they should have probably cooked this airplane a little bit longer. Once it does eventually work, it is pretty nice to fly around on your flights. I still would recommend someone buy the 727 over it currently, as it's just more of a polished product, and I just think the flight model is a lot better on that one. But this one does have a lot of cool features, especially with its importing of the EFB. There's a lot of easy functions that you can import your sim brief. You can send your route to the INS and do all that kind of stuff. So definitely a very good product, and hopefully they just go ahead and improve all those little bugs that I've encountered, and it'll be solid. Performance is okay. It's not great in the air for me currently for some reason, but for the most part it's been pretty good actually. No worries, Galaxy, no worries at all. 77, 350 are my top two as Delta baby, born and raised. Nice. Yeah, 350 Delta is a nice gig for sure. For sure. You're gonna go to bed once the stream is over? Nice. Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you stopping by and staying with us as well. There's a waypoint alert. Now, a feature that doesn't work currently, it should tell me. So, distance and time, I should be able to press this button. 0 to 9, and without pressing insert it should give me a distance, but it doesn't do that. So anyways, we're 59 miles away from the airport, I'm pretty sure here. Let's see. No, we have one more after that, so still a bit to go. Waypoint 10 is going to be Tumps, and then Syracuse is waypoint 11. But passing Vespi, we only have 40 miles left in our flight, so we're going to going ahead and start to descend. This thing descends like a rock. It climbs like a rocket ship, but descends like a brick. Right down there, it's 2005 knots, light rain, overcast 3,000 feet. L10 was 2979 down there. So we're going to be using runway ILS 28. And that'll be a frequency of 1099. And we're basically going to start getting lower for that. So we'll set 3,000 feet in here. Takes quite a while to scroll, but shift does accelerate this. There we go. Leave that for a second. 1099. And we'll set 1099. Final approach course of 280. Again, shift will make it go a little bit faster. And 280. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, we're currently going to get to waypoint Vespi in 5 minutes. Vespi is an additional about 15 miles away. And we're basically doing a straight in. So we should start down now. We're going to select IAS mode. And we're just going to bring the thrust back to idle. And the airplane should start to descend as it's supposed to be holding 290 in its descent. There she goes. Alrighty. I realized I never took that off there. Let's set the auto brakes to medium. Will be fine for me. The anti-skid is on. There is a landing section here as well. We press landing perf. Should be a sync button, I thought, but I guess there's no sync. We'll be landing approximately 326, 326. Elevation 400 feet, 413. I will put wet. Anti-skid is on. We'll calculate that and we'll set that VRF of 140. Land distance required of 73. So that's our landing distance, 7,300. That's quite a lot. How long is this runway? Runway 28 is only 7,500 feet long. No, sorry, 9,000 feet long. So we're probably good with medium auto brake. We'll probably do some manual braking as well. Max reverse. I gotta contact me. No, it's auto ATC. No worries about that. Get rid of that. You'll notice that I told it to do IS 290. So hold 290 in my descent, and it's only doing about 260 in its descent. So we're gonna go vertical speed, and we're gonna increase that. Don't know if it's limited, if it can't go past 3,000 feet per minute. Not sure. If I want IAS, I want IAS. I want you to go. I want you to descend at that speed. That's what I'm asking you to do. You can see this thing's a brick. Look, 4,000 feet per minute. And it's holding speed. I can probably go more. Let's go 4,500 feet per minute. Just for context, in the CRJ, I know it's a smaller airplane, but the CRJ, 3,000 feet per minute will keep you at a constant speed. Any more than 3,000, you're going to start accelerating. This being a heavier plane has a lot more inertia, so technically a lot of aircraft like this are actually very hard to slow down. So I don't find it believable that I'm able to do 4,500 feet per minute and barely accelerate. Could be true. I just find it hard to believe. It's my opinion. Best of both worlds. Yeah, it could climb like a rocket ship and it can descend like a brick. Usually in aviation, there's no free lunch. You got to give up one for the other. You can either climb like a rocket, but you know, this one can do it. So it looks like at 45, it does start to accelerate. So we'll do 40. We'll do 4,200 feet per minute. Now that's without spoilers. I can add spoilers and do a lot more with it as well if you really wanted to. I'm gonna try the RMP 28, so it'll slow down for you. Nice, no worries. Yeah, RMPs are always pretty cool. So someone was, I'm pretty sure someone was saying you can, it should auto load the next waypoint for me here. I'm gonna vector myself out here. Go radio. Let's go heading mode actually, real quick before I do that. Bring the heading. Is there heading sync? No. Oh well. We'll just match this up with where I'm going. Heading mode. I'm quite interested to see if that'll load the next one. I don't know if it auto loads or do I have to press send to INS. I'm not sure. But we're going to go ahead and turn ourselves into a downwind portion here. So we're on radio on that side, so we got the ILS up and running now. Looks absolutely terrible weather down over there. We'll set our DH to 200. Mr. XP, hello. This is Inibuilds in a nutshell for you. They're mid-tier airplane dev, in my opinion. Yeah, it's quite sad. It's cool to see these airplanes come into the sim. I would like a little bit more in-depth for them. You can see the weather we're going into right now. I've actually flown and stuff like this. It was not fun. A lot of people puked. Anyways, yeah, it's good to see airplanes like this come into the sim. Hopefully they can bake it a little bit more, and we'll get a bit more of a finished product eventually. Like, I love the A350 now. The A350 is awesome. Is it going to be to your, you know, super study level? No, but I'm not going to use it really for that, so that's fine. This one does have working circuit breakers, mind you. Look, these are all modeled, which is pretty cool. That's a pretty advanced step, in my opinion, to have all this working. So that's very cool. You could pull out the QRH to start failing stuff and doing all that kind of stuff. I haven't seen a programmed failures section, but the breakers do work. So yeah. Okay, coming up to 10,000 feet, we're going to go ahead and lessen our vertical speed here. We'll do about 1,000 a minute. And we're just going to nicely decelerate over to 250 knots. Inibuilds equals the Apple of flight sim. That's a little mean, isn't it? I waited till my descent a little late, so we're going to have to vector myself a little bit farther than I would like. But that is strictly my fault. Could use boards. I'm going to press the altimeter magic button there. Notice I never even went to I never even went to standard. There's 250 knots. We're going to click IAS, and that is IAS at 250. The airplane should start to descend. To hold that, we're going to add spoilers to make that go even quicker. Now we're getting up to some cloud. It is pretty cold. Let's get our engine anti-ice running, and our wing will set to auto, I guess. This thing descends like a rock. Look at this, 6,000 feet per minute, and it can't even hold 250. I just personally don't believe that. I personally don't believe that an airplane has to go more than 6,000 feet per minute, and it still can't hold 250 purely on descent rate alone. It might do that in real life, but I really highly doubt it. That would be absolutely incredible. Whoops, if it did like that. We're just going to set it to 220, and we're going to turn on inbound to our base leg here. Never had any Vatsim issues on my side, but I know others always had a great experience from their aircraft, minus the price. The price is steep. Not on this plane, though. This price is actually pretty decent, I think. It was $50 US. I did encounter, unfortunately, the A350 Vatsim crashes, but after, like, whenever they patched it, mine was fine. But I did do it a stream, and I initially had to restart like 1,000,000 times. Whoops. NSNA said experiencing issues. I was at the beginning of our flight. One was chase plane related / tablet. Another one was an APU would not close its breaker for whatever reason. Could be me, could be airplane. I'm thinking airplane, but could be me. So a simple restart on that one fixed that problem. And now we're just complaining about flight model. I'm talking about flight model. I'm not complaining. Just pointing out what I'm noticing. Go ahead and turn on inbound here, and we're going to select our ILS mode, or not. ILS mode. Nope, let's do loc first. Nope, can't do that either. Maybe I'm a little too far. I am 23 miles away. So 4,000 has alt arm. Should level off at 3,000 in theory. Altitude. Okay, it knows about it. That's good. Let's get our flight recorder out. Hey, Mr. Owls. Welcome up. Thanks so much for stopping by, Owls. Hope you're doing well. There's 2,500 rattles alive. The spoilers are retracted, sorry. Thrust is being added to a level off. What does this do? Owls? Anybody? That must do something. I like that little chime. That's a nice little sound. Oh, that's another bug, is the sounds actually on the exterior, a little buggy. I want heading mode and ILS. There we go. So now we have glide slope arm. I guess we'll do low arm. I thought ILS should do both, but I guess not. We'll start slowing it up a little bit here. We'll start adding some flap in. Can't hold 250 with 6,000 minutes. It's crazy. I agree. And that's no spoiler, by the way. So we're just on a base leg into Syracuse here.
Flaps 4.
Has a problem holding altitude as well, looks like. That's okay. CTAF is 20.3. Thank you. Gave myself a huge final. Probably turn in a little bit more just to help it out. FMA usage is very important in these type of old airplanes as well. So we're in heading mode, alt hold, and LOC is armed to capture as well. How does it land, Borna? I've only done one landing in it. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how it goes. The flight model I've been talking about just feels off to me, especially the climb rate, the descent rate, and just the general feel of it feels weird to me. That's just to me. Some people might love it, and maybe that's how it is. I'm not sure. I'm not a fan. But yeah, that switched loco. So there's localizer capture. I'm gonna let it get established, get a little closer, and then we'll arm the glide slope portion of that. Syracuse traffic, it's Eastern 1333, 18-mile final 28, Syracuse. Set up our heading to the runway heading of 280. Should have been on a long time ago. We'll just throw these on now as well. Why not? The Wingflex looks really good. Looks cool. Alright, so we're getting kind of closer, 16 miles. I should be able to press ILS. And we have localizer, glide slope arm. That's what I want to see. Check, thanks. Arm the spoilers maybe? Neither no Vatsim for me. Yeah, I don't know. No Vatsim so far for me. Yeah, I never had gotten the Vatsim crash from the A350, 340. Must be lucky, I guess. Yeah, I had the 350, never for the 340, just for the 350. Yeah, if anyone knows what this does, I'm assuming it arms the spoiler, maybe? I don't know. Got the engine and wing ATI still on and ready to go here. Hey, can you run me through the ILS setup real quick? I just did 1099, 1099, course of 280. This is the more important one because you're flying from the left. Then click LOC, and then click ILS. You might be able to click ILS right away if you're close enough, but I clicked LOC to capture, then I clicked ILS, and that's it. And then we're waiting for the glide slope to get alive. We're on the localizer currently. which just kicked off. So I'm going to click ILS again. Nothing. Loc. Okay, we got Loc. ILS. Glide slope. Okay. This is very important. There's glide slope alive. We're going to slow it down a little bit here, which it has no problem doing. It can slow down amazingly, and it can speed up amazingly, and it can descend amazingly. It can do everything very well. We'll put some extra flap out here.
Flaps 10.
I wonder why mine didn't pick up the ILS earlier. Yeah, it's a little interesting. We're going to go gear down.
Flaps 14.
Flaps 14. It has grabbed the glide slope, so we're on localizer and glide slope. Missed approach altitude is set 3,000.
Flaps 18.
Leaving 3. A V approach of 145. There's no reported gust either. Solid airplane, especially for being released day 1. I need to learn how to auto turn around too. Yeah, I mean, for day 1 release, it's okay. It's pretty decent. There's still some things here to work on and fix.
Flaps 33.
But I think still this year, in my opinion, Tolis Aerosoft had a flawless launch. Just the textures really on Tolis that could have looked a little nicer, in my opinion. Other than that, Tolis won the year. So we're coming up on Tilly, which is 6.1 DME. Actually, we passed that already. Never mind. Disregard my comment. Check. Hoping Snapchat will start announcing 220 soon. Yeah, that'll be a cool one to start seeing as well. I have no idea how to do a go-around on this thing, so I'm just going to take it manual most likely and do it myself. 3 miles. Wait, no. That's time, never mind. Starting to get a little bit of ground contact. Oh, nope, that was just the light shaft. Auto brakes, spoilers I think are armed. The gear is down 3 green. The flaps are 33 and full in sets. Let's start the flight recorder. 1000 check stable. There's the ground contact coming up. It flies like an ILS, like the CRJ flies an ILS.
500.
Check, check. Gonna go autopilot disengaged. Flight director went away for some reason. That's okay, I guess. It got me ridiculously low on the slope. And we're gonna go auto thrust disengage. Pappies are in sight. Correcting speed, and runway edge lights are in sight as well. Landing. Correcting height. And she's very sluggish.
100. 50.
Did my reverse work? Yes, they did. Gotta fix my rudder sensitivity as it's crazy sensitive. Those reversers work, guys. CST was telling me the reversers work, and he meant them, man. This thing slows right down on those reversers there. Not the best landing. Definitely not my worst landing. Manual braking. And we're going to exit right into Vertical Sim Syracuse, I believe it is, as the resource exceeds its GPU usage, whatever it said. Alright, we're going to bring the flaps all the way up.
50.
All our lights come off as well. The radar can be selected off. That's test. There we go. This thing on idle thrust, by the way, just goes on the ground. It's like it has like 20% extra power put on it. The engine or the wing anti-ice can be turned off. The engine anti-ice can be left on. The APU can be started. How do you survive without Doppler radar on an L1011? Nah, you don't need Doppler radar. And TCAS can go to just, or transponder can just go to mode C. Kind of wish this was like not there. It's quite annoying actually. But that's where it goes, I guess. We got someone coming on a final there. I had to go multiple times to full deflection on the yoke. I'm just gonna pick a random parking spot, but I kind of want to go watch the landing. I'm just gonna pause real quick. I got him as a citation. I don't know if that actually is a citation or if it's supposed to be an L1011. Nice. We'll go to gate 1 over here. The spool up sound of that engine sounds pretty good. We'll do those replays for you guys. Hear that? Sounds like a 220. Ready? I'll do it again. I think that first beep 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 on takeoff was my trim setting. That was not a bug. That was most likely 98% me. APU, still think it's bug. Alrighty. Parking brake is set. APU. Oops, we can close the gen on the APU. This is what was bugging earlier. This did not work last time. We can go ahead and shut off our engines, basically. And with that, we can select our seatbelt sign off. Engine anti-ice probably should have been off before I did that. In the RJ, you'd break a couple things, actually, at least in the 200. Auto brakes can go to the off position as well. I'm going to press a different view and then come back inside. See if the sound's all glitched. There we go. Now the sounds are working. Bleed air can be on from the APU. So that is working all nicely. Our hydraulics can get turned off. Now, I'm not going to do a full shutdown because the panel state in this thing, one, I don't even know how to do it, but the panel state in this thing takes eons. So I'm going to go do panel states and ready for takeoff. And hopefully it gets everything up and running again in a timely manner. Configuring fuel pumps. This thing I think has a lot of heart. You can tell they put a lot of work into this as well. So hopefully we can get a little bit of the kinks ironed out that we saw today, at least that I saw today, and may hopefully other people experience. Get those ironed out, and we'll have a solid INS flyer. It was a very long day, but we got there in the end. That's it. That is it, my friend. You see how long this? Ready for takeoff preset takes. By the way, guys, if you want to hide these, you can click this little button there, and it hides them. I'm gonna disconnect from Vatsim. It looks fantastic. Visually, though. But I think next time, tomorrow, that is, I am on reserve to go fly for work. But if they don't call me, I will be doing an MD-80 stream tomorrow. And possibly also a multi-crew CRJ stream tomorrow as well. There comes the left engine up and running. I'm just going to let it do its thing, then set my flaps back to 33. Very weird settings on the flap. 4, 10, 14, 18, 22, 33. Someone was just having fun with that. This auto throttle disconnect right there. No go around button on the thrust I can find. No go around button on here I can find. Okay, here comes the left or the right engine. We're going to go flaps to full.
Flaps 33.
You're on final? Here, I'll connect real quick to see you on final. Let's go watch Universe on final here. There he is. There's the MD-11. What a beautiful plane. Oh, should we do MD-80 or MD-11? This thing is gorgeous to fly. This is one of my favorite airplanes in this sim. He looks a little high right now. Very high, actually, right now. I think he's on the go. Hope he's on the mist. Because that really isn't going to work out. Yeah, he's on the mist. He's gone. All right, let's go and do the replays.
Flaps 33.
Whoa. Not the best, not the worst. Nice safe, get it down, touchdown zone. Get those reverses out of brakes applied. Works for me, guys. Works for me. You can see the DLC, the direct lift control working on here. The spoilers are supposed to be out just a little bit. Thanks, Bert. Appreciate you. Appreciate you being a member as well. This is my second landing in this airplane. I was having to go almost full back pressure. What I can say, at least from what I can notice, is it does not suffer from the Microsoft floating ability. And as you guys know, I'm probably going to do a couple landings, or redo the landings, as I like to practice them on stream, especially when a new plane comes out. Okay, well that wasn't that great to look at. You know what I have to do? What I have to do, I just remembered, is I have to configure my brakes. The brakes are incredibly too sensitive. There you go. Down over there. Way too sensitive. Sorry, not the brakes, the rudder pedal. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to back ourselves up. About here. I'm going to press stop replay. We're going to hand fly this out in a little bit. Flaps of 33. Press my button. See if I pitch up, pitch down, pitch up, pitch down. The spoiler is automatically doing that. And what it is, it's called DLC. So if I go on the wing here, if I pitch up, it needs more lift, the drag goes away. If I pitch down, it needs more drag, so the spoiler comes out. Pretty nifty little system. The F-14 also has this system, but I think it's the only airliner I've ever seen that has this system. We're going to go ahead and press record on this and see how well we do. The ILS got pretty squirrely. It wasn't that great. That was just a lightning strike. It wasn't that great at holding the path at all. And I'll be honest, in real life, at least in the RJ, that thing is bang on those approach paths. It's very good at it. It's a very interesting flare. Let's take a look. Oh, I forgot to lock my rudder pedals. Or, my chair. Just getting used to how it lands. It's very interesting using the pitch control because you're not really doing... You're doing elevator, but you're also doing a lot of the pitch and pulls when the spoilers are actuating. So it's a very delayed response in that. I'm going to try one more. I'm going to get the wing correction in this time. It does fly weirdly, I'll give you that. It's not like your normal airliner. It doesn't fly too far off, but it doesn't fly completely the same. Having a hard time figuring out what right of nose and left of nose is as well.
Rotate.
Yeah, the rudder just feels terrible. It's either too sensitive or way too delayed. Let's go ahead and get that working. But that's a lot of airplanes in the sim have terrible rudder control, in my opinion. That's where X-Plane does shine, is the crosswind stuff. We'll do one more and then we're going to call it a day. Right rudder. Left aileron. With the reverse. I'm basically like fishtailing all the way down here. It's a very weird rudder control, in my opinion at least. But anyways, let's take a look at the replay. I think that was a pretty decent one. Whoops. Gears coming out mid-final. There's my wind correction going in. I'm gonna try something after. Actually have a bit of a theory. I think I did this already. I'm gonna try it again though. Let's go back to the replays for a little bit. Enjoying the streams. That direct lift control is neat. It is a little neat, right? It's a lot very different than a lot of other airplanes. I did have the first Cat 3 auto land, so probably was pretty good at the following ILS. Did have the first Cat 3. Yeah, it should have been, right? You'd think so. I don't think it had the first Cat 3 auto land. The Concorde has auto land. That was developed in the 50s. But to your point, You think it'd be pretty good at following an ILS. I will say though, the flaring of this, like, it's a weird airplane to fly, but it doesn't have that Microsoft float, which is nice to see. Yoham says, fantizzle. Big up for Yoham, guys. We moderated, we made a lot of people moderator today. That might have been a mistake, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys. Well, with that and Chase plane bugging out everything, we're gonna go ahead and call that the stream. I really appreciate you guys jumping in and watching today. Upside down. We will be streaming hopefully tomorrow, unless I get called out to work. But we'll be streaming most likely the MD-83 American Airlines operations, or maybe even Iberia. And yeah, so that's going to be the plan for tomorrow so far. I'm going to do the MD-83 today, but then they released this airplane, so I wanted to fly this for you guys and showcase it a little bit, as much as I could at least. So we'll end it there. Appreciate you guys watching. We will see you on the next stream. Thank you guys, and thank you for the gifted members and the membership as well. We'll see you guys in the next stream. Bye-bye.